Sunday saw a top 5 power rankings matchup at SoFi Stadium between the Bucs and Rams, and in that game, Matthew Stafford took advantage of a depleted Bucs secondary, torched them for 4 touchdown passes. On the flip side, Tom Brady didn't have all his weapons, tried his best, but the champs left the building, 34-24 losers, in what could be a preview of the NFC Championship game later this season. Tampa Bay, by the way, had its 10-game regular season and playoff winning streak snapped. So the loss moves the Bucs down 3 spots to number 4. The Rams move up to number 1. Right behind them, the Cardinals. Arizona beat Jacksonville to also improve to 3-0. Packers beating the Niners in Santa Clara, having those 2 teams go in opposite directions in the power rankings. Broncos and Panthers say hello to the top 10 for the first time. These teams 3-0 to start the season. And to go over the Week 4 power rankings, Pete Prisco is here with us on AM HQ. So, Pete, the Rams take over the top spot of the power rankings. What impressed you about their win on Sunday?
Well, what impressed me was how physical they were. It's one thing to look at the 2 quarterbacks and say, okay, well, look how well Matt Stafford played, and he actually outplayed Tom Brady. And it was fun to watch. He actually had a good game after a slow start. But they were physical on both lines. I mean, they got after the quarterback a little bit on defense, and their offensive line held up against what is a pretty good pass rushing team. And that's what you need to win in this league. You got to be able to pressure the quarterback. You got to be able to protect your quarterback. We saw that in the Super Bowl last year. The Rams did a nice job on both ends. That's an impressive team right now. Matt Stafford's playing at a high level. The offense is clicking. Defensively, they're good. They are the most complete team in the league as of right now.
And they found Deshaun Jackson turning back the clock with Sean McVay saying he hurt his hammies a little bit running down the sideline into that tunnel. So you got the Rams hosting the Cardinals in a battle of 3-0 teams. Arizona doing its job, moving up from 4-2. What are you looking out for in this top 5 matchup?
Well, I think one of the things to keep an eye on is the Cardinals' defense. In the last 2 weeks, it hasn't been great. It wasn't good against the Vikings. Now, the Vikings are really good on offense. They showed that the last couple of weeks. But it wasn't great against Jacksonville. Jacksonville had an 8-play drive where they ran the ball on every single play and scored a touchdown. That is not a good look for an NFL defense. So they have to be better. Now, they made some big plays. They had a pick 6 on a flea flicker that was botched by Jacksonville. But they have to be better against the run on defense. They have to be more physical. But offensively, they're going to score points, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on a defense. This one might be one of those games where it's first 1 to 30 wins. A lot of passes filling the air. It'll be fun to watch.
And that might be good for the over. 54.5 is the total, with the Rams laying the 6 there this weekend. The Chiefs were not on your top 10 list, Pete. They had been there for so many weeks and dating back to last season, of course, right now, but they fall out of the top 10. They were 5 last week. How much further did you consider having them? You settled at 12.
I just can't drop them that far with Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback. They are not the same team right now, and they're turning the ball over. If they don't turn the ball over in that game, they win the football game. They just turned it over at key situations. Mahomes threw some bad interceptions. Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbled the football. Those are momentum killers. Those are game killers. And so I didn't really want to drop them down that far. I think defensively they have some issues right now, but they still have Patrick Mahomes. They still have Travis Kelce. They still have Tyreek Hill. And I think the young offensive line is kind of feeling its way a little bit. They'll be fine. Don't bury them. The Kansas City Chiefs will be there right back in the middle again at the end of the season.
And Pete, to quickly follow up on that, Josh Gordon, big deal, little deal, no deal?
Well, when you look at their second receiving option, it could be a big deal. I mean, Josh Gordon, and we don't know where he is from a health standpoint. We don't know where he is from being in shape standpoint. There are a lot of questions at play here. But if they got Josh Gordon in his prime, that would really amp up the offense and give Mahomes another weapon. I like the chance that they might get real reward for their risk here. And let's hope Josh Gordon has really straightened out his life.
1-2 KC at 1-2 Philly. No line as of this morning at Caesars Sportsbook. And Pete, I want to get your first thoughts here on Tom Brady's return to Foxborough. I think in the summer we've targeted this game and thought it'd be really good, although only one team as of right now bringing it to the table. What do you think, Bucs, Patriots?
You know, I sent out a tweet Monday saying, everybody's saying this was going to be the greatest regular season game ever. Danny Kanell, our own Danny Kanell, kept saying it over and over again, and I pushed back on it. We don't know. We have no idea. And as of this weekend, it's not even among the 3 best games of the weekend. Sure, there's a lot of history there. It'll be interesting to see Tom Brady go back. But in terms of actual on-the-field play, it's not even a top 3 game this weekend. Think about that. Look, I like the intrigue. We know there's bad blood there. We know Tom Brady doesn't have a lot of love for Bill Belichick, despite what he might say, and vice versa. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But from an on-the-field product, the Patriots aren't very good right now, and the Bucs need to win a road game and learn how to do that with this young group and stop somebody on defense, because their defense has been a disappointment.
From a storyline perspective, though, Pete, where does this rank for you historically? Tom Brady returning to the Patriots.
Go play football. I mean, I'm like an ex-player. I think, or like Brady will be. Once you get there, you get on the field, it's still 100 yards, you go play. I mean, and I don't really get caught up in all that. I just don't. I think it'll be, there might be some glares here and there. We'll keep an eye on that, but go play football. That's the most important thing. And if you're New England Patriots, you got to find a way to win a game. You fall to 1-3. That's not a good look for for Bill Belichick when he has Mac Jones starting a quarterback and made the decision to let Cam Newton go. So from a football standpoint, I'm more interested in that than I am all the pomp and circumstance of Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski going back to New England.
All right, the Patriots 6 Super Bowl titles. Tom Brady with those 6, and the addition of the Bucs gives him 7. Sunday Night Football, Tampa Bay laying the 6.5 as road favorites. Pete, certainly appreciate it. Can catch his entire power rankings list on CBS Sports.com. Want to let you know about the All Things Covered podcast. Patrick Peterson and Bryant McFadden. What a game the Vikings had with Seattle over the weekend. Chris Carter on what made Randy Moss special, his favorite Vikings quarterback, and the duo of Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, as well as Dennis Green's importance to Minnesota. Download and follow the latest pod today.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.